Pop up alert.
Pop it up. Pop
Pop it
top.
up.
Pop it
Pop
up.
the top. Go converter. Pop it
All
up.
right,
Pop it up.
do
Pop
it.
it up. Come on. We got
to
a
hurry. We
practice
got a
report.
guys in a hurry. Got to pop it up. All right.
Pop it
Buddy
up.
Martin,
We got,
over Brendan Martin. We got a little stuff for you.
What's up?
And I want to say one thing
quickly.
We're not curators. We don't go get other people's stuff and put it on and say, "Oh, look what happened." We have our own people. They're originators.
I don't like
of
that
which
stuff.
Matt Quartararo is one. He's an originator. Pop him up.
Here he goes. What's up, Matt? How are you, man? Welcome.
I'm good.
Welcome,
How are you guys?
Welcome. Good, man. Good. Matt just got done going to the viewing. The viewing. It's a very weird term.
I know. What's the viewing? That sounds like a funeral parlor to me. Funeral.
But Matt just got done with seeing. What? Do you get 10 minutes, Matt? Matthew. Did you get?
He's coming.
He's coming.
It was actually a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but it was just stretches and drills. No.
Nothing great.
Yeah, I think he's got Wi-Fi problems. I just when he comes back, I want to hear just what did you see, what did you hear, what.
No, it was just a lot of. They ended up splitting into group drills.
Yeah. So Matt, you said that you saw a lot of you saw some Graham Mertz, some quarterback stuff. Just
having some connectivity issues.
That's all right. We got you now. We got you. It's all good. No worries. Just tell us, where did you go? Did you go to different stations? Just tell us what you saw. Starting, I think you said you saw some quarterback play with Mertz and those guys. Yeah. So talk to us about.
So it started with a team stretching session, and at the end of that, Mertz huddled everybody up. At midfield, he huddled everybody up, got the team, ready to go, and that was kind of the big thing that I saw today. Was a lot of energy. Everybody's excited. Everybody's ready to get on the field. And then they split up into group drills. Saw some really great throws by Mertz. A lot of short stuff, slants, swing routes, things like that. The defensive players look very good. The edge is obviously a spot of concern after Justice Boone went down. But Jack Pyburn, he's stepped up a lot, and he's looking very explosive, very quick with his hands. So I stayed there and watched the edges a little bit. Tyreek Sapp has shifted. He's with the edge group now. He's working on that outside position a little bit to try and grow a little bit of depth there. So that looks good. Big Des Watson looks big.
Yeah.
He looks big. That was the closest I think I've ever been to him. They were kind of tucked into the corner right where we were allowed to be. So he looks big. He looks good. His stamina looks a little bit better. It was hot out there today. But everybody looked fast. Everybody was juiced up. At the end of it, right at the end of when we were leaving, there were a bunch of the defensive guys were dancing with their coaches and stuff like that. So a lot of good excitement. I think everybody's ready. Everybody's itching for it to be August 31st.
Those bookend tackles there, Cam Jackson, and of course you mentioned Big Des. They're monsters. I mean, they're huge. I watched a little bit of the workouts on video today, and and Big Des is pretty quick for a guy of his size too. And so just being there. One thing about it, you can talk about things and talk about what people write and say, but when you're there, boots on the ground, and you see with your own eyes, that's what we want to hear about.
Yeah. I know I've done a couple of practices that give you limited availability. I know everyone thinks that we get to go watch scrimmages and all that stuff. Did you get over to any of the offensive or defensive line area other than seeing Des?
So I was over at the offensive line a little bit. A notable thing there is Waits. He came back from his Achilles injury that he suffered 8 months ago. He's been back this week. Still obviously very limited, but he's back on the field wearing the non-contact jersey. Still no update on that timeline. Hopefully, we'll start to get some positive feedback there, but at least having him on the field is a step in the right direction. And then once he really gets back with the team, he'll add a lot of depth on that offensive line.
He's Matt Quartararo.
And another notable thing real quick.
Yeah.
Ngakouin, he's out. He's day-to-day. But there's no big concern there. Napier addressed yesterday at that starting center position, so he should be perfectly fine for Utah, but he wasn't there today. He is out day-to-day.
Those little nicks and dings are things that you don't know how they're going to add up between now and the Utah game, and we'll be watching it closely. But nowhere near as bad as what we hear in Salt Lake with the quarterback situation being there. I just want to know what the mood was like, because I got this sense, you said dancing and moving around quickly. There's a certain joy, to use the word that Armstrong used earlier, about a certain joy about these players, I think, that I've not seen in a while. Am I accurate in that? Does that feel like to you, Joy? Does that describe it? Like Matt's frozen.
No, he's not. He's kidding. It takes a second. Matt was talking to me about that on the phone before he got in. Matt, we were just talking. Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
You're talking the joy and excitement behind these guys.
Yep.
It's you're coming in very slow and very late.
That's okay. It's fine. No worries. We're just happy to get the information. Yeah, go ahead. We hear you.
I couldn't hear what the question was. I'm sorry.
Buddy was just talking about how, the joy, just in general around a lot of these guys. Seeing them out there, there's a camaraderie, there's an excitement. The dancing that you were just talking about, seeing out there. Is there, when I was out there, I felt like Austin Armstrong defensively, he's very excitable and fun, relatable. You said, I felt like that was sort of absent last year. As far as, as a whole, not to say that the coaches were there,
I mean,
unfortunately, we can't hear Matt.
That's all right.
So
it's all right. He was telling us earlier just that the overall. Yep. Exactly.
So
go ahead.
They're working through that now. The music is a really big aspect of that. We talked with Greg. He's been on the aux cord in the locker room. I think that there's a lot kind of bonding these guys together that really hasn't in the past. And to your point, Austin Armstrong, he's a very excitable guy. Mertz also commented how they're kind of going back and forth, a little cat and mouse game in terms of, they watch film. Armstrong will shoot him a text like, hey, Mertz, like, I got you here. Mertz will shoot him a text back. So there's a lot of camaraderie, even across the different groups.
Last night, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, we did a little round the horn with our guys last night, Ben and Franz and Lauren. And we actually went through the schedule game by game and asked each person to pick each game. And we went with a consensus of how out of 5, how many we have. And I think we're getting over our skis a little bit because we wound up picking them 9-3 last night, just out of the consensus. So I don't know. We didn't mean to do it that way, but when you sized it all up, now that obviously is top end. But there is an air of, I don't want to say confidence yet, but there's an air that something's going on there internally. You can sense it. You can feel it when you're around the team and how they act. I think we're hoping that translates into what's on the field, which is what we all want to see. But I think given what we have with injuries and things of that nature, the status of things as they were, the people who cover the team nationally, they're behind on this. They don't quite see this. They're making, like we saw last night, Takeo Spikes did a game-by-game pick. He picked Florida to be 4-8. I don't think that looks like a 4-8 team to me based on what little I've seen. I don't know. I don't want to be too Pollyannish about it, but I think there's a little bit of a perception reality drag there, Matt, that what you're seeing and what you think and the national boys haven't quite caught up yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder for those national guys that don't have their boots on the ground here in Gainesville to really feel what we're feeling, see what we're seeing. Obviously, there are reasons to believe that this team could go 4-8, but there's also, to your point, reasons to believe that this team could go 9-3.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into that. Staying healthy, got to have the people playing the position stay healthy. No like crazy penalties, offside, stuff like that. So that all plays a big part in it, aside from just the talent on the field. But there's a lot different from this team right now versus a year ago in this same spot. Looking at that Utah game where they ended up winning, people didn't really have them with too much of a shot. It's kind of the same situation here. Obviously, you're going on the road this time. It's not in the swamp. things can happen. And I mean, if this team can stay healthy and it's a disciplined team, then I definitely think that it could be more successful than a lot of the guys on the national level are looking for.
Matt, you were saying earlier, and we kind of got cut up, but you said Mertz was looking pretty good, just accuracy wise and poised back there. Did you get a sense of that at all today?
Yeah, so it was very basic passing drills, just one receiver split wide, short passes, but a lot of it looked like the timing was really good there and the accuracy as well. Good velocity on the ball, nothing too out of the reach of the receiver. I didn't see any deep balls when we were there. So nothing to note on that, but he looks comfortable. He looks like he has good timing with the receivers, even some of the younger guys. So definitely a lot of positives, and just even the rest of the quarterbacks, a lot of good on-time passes from the whole group.
Yeah, for the people talking about volume and things, guys, give us a break here. We're just trying to get through this segment right now because we're having some issues on the internet. We're glad to have Matt for a few more minutes because, again, we ought to have a group. We ought to call ourselves BOG, boots on the ground. We make an effort to go and tell you what we see and hear and not what other people are making up and saying. The curators out there who borrow, that they say you borrow from one, it's plagiarism, you borrow from two, it's research. We're trying to do our own homework. I trust Matt. Matt is experienced at watching things. He listens, he's accurate. And I want to make one other observation. I'll get off and let you finish up. It all starts with getting the attention of the athlete. That means they don't jump off sides. That means they show up to meetings sometimes. That means they do the proper drills. They're cohesive. It looks to me from my, again, 30,000 foot views. I'm not there. Matt's there. It looks to me like he's got the attention of these guys. They listen. They're watching. They're hearing. They're responding. That's what starts all the good coaching from there. I think this team is on its way to getting better every day, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Everything, especially just about Napier coming from the team, everything is positive. Everybody likes the methods that he's going about. And obviously, if that weren't the case, you wouldn't necessarily hear it. But you could tell these guys are being genuine. You could tell that they're enjoying themselves. Napier has instilled – we talked about the quizzes a couple weeks ago, the quizzes in the locker room for team bonding and the way that the locker room's set up so that all the position groups and defense, offense, special teams is all mixed together. That's all just one big step in making a solid program and setting the foundation for the future ahead. I think these guys are really buying into that, which, as you mentioned, that builds on to discipline, not going off sides. It really builds across that coach's message that Napier and the rest of his staff are trying to put across.
Yeah. Or you could be real confused watching Brendan and I. My hat says Gator bait. His bat says backwards. So just in case Matt got confused.
Listen, I'm in the BIOS trying to fix things.
Just look at what the hat says, Matt.
Here.
The guy who spells it right is Buddy, okay?
Yeah, okay. There you go. Good job. You're the writer. I am dyslexic, so there you go. It's perfect for me.
Perfect. You'll be able to read it. Hey, Matt, good job, Matt. Good job, buddy.
Did you tomorrow? Did you hear tomorrow's is going to be practice? Or they're going to do much of the same tomorrow? A little bit of a viewing and probably going to scrimmage tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, I think that there's both tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the last day of media availability.
What's the scrimmage? Ahead of scrimmage tomorrow? Is there a scrimmage tomorrow?
Scrimmage today.
Oh, well, they did scrimmage today, huh?
Yeah.
Scrimmage today. Tomorrow is just a practice view.
We didn't get to see the scrimmage, right?
No. They don't let us see the scrimmage. They don't let us see any of that stuff. But it's all right. Matt, thanks for your time. I know you got to run. Can you just preview you got an article in holding right now on GatorbaitMedia.com. It's just going to talk a little bit about today, or that's kind of what your story's about, a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, so just breaking down kind of what I saw, as we mentioned, didn't actually see the scrimmage portion of today, but kind of just the vibe and a couple notes that I got from there, talking about Mertz and his emergence as a leader. A couple notes on Watson, his size, and where that defensive line group is heading, as well as a more in-depth look at the edge position, which we just covered. Detailing a little bit, a couple injury updates. I know I covered weights, but there's a couple more that are in there. and then also just to focus on the energy that was around the swamp. The families were there as well, so a lot of families in attendance of the players, which was really nice. I think a lot of them liked having them here as well. But that'll all be in my notes, which should be out soon on GatorBaitMedia.com.
That's great. Good job, Matt.
This bulletin just came in.
And now I could read the hat.
No, you can read the hat now. Not only that, but his bulletin just came in. I got the official results. Last year's Rookie of the Year in the Gator Press Corps, Matt Quadraro, baby. You won it, and now you got to go live up to it this year. Rookie of the Year.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. Hey, Matt, thanks for taking your time today.
You.
I know, Matt, welcome back to Florida, by the way. We're glad that you're back home. I know Matt lives in New York, and he's come back.
It's hot.
It's hot. We're glad you're back. All right, Matt, have a good day. We'll talk to you this weekend. Thanks for checking in.
See you, pal. Good job.
Matt Quadraro taking the time out. He's probably in some remote location on the beach somewhere. Knowing Matt.
No, I think he's probably right there in Gainesville where he's been in practice. And what a promising young man he is. We are so lucky to have him, Kyle Curtis, on our club, our staff. And by the way, a pretty good staff, I might add, of people. We had them on last night. We've got Franz. We got Ben. We got Lauren. We got Dan. Some really good people. And our photographer, Chris Spears, who's out there somewhere. So, yeah, it was good to we just pop it up and put it up there and see what happens. If you folks like it, let us know. Remember, what do you have to do, Brenda, to subscribe to this? Ready?
Wait, no, I'm not ready.
Ready? Come on, we're ready.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I want to go.
Why? What do you got to go? What do you got to do?
I want to hit somebody. I want to hit somebody.
All right, away. All right. If you're watching this, you better go smash the subscribe button. We will have more information on this stuff sort of slowly leaks out again. You think as the media corps, we'd get a lot of, we get to go watch and sit down and, have bonbons with these guys, but we don't get to do that. I have that with Buddy, but we don't get to do that. We get about a 10-minute viewing period, and Matt was able to be a representative there today. We will have a couple of highlights that I'll share on our YouTube shorts. So look for that. That we're getting down the line as we get more information. Tomorrow we'll have media availability from Coach. I think it's Coach, but there will be some press conference tomorrow that we'll cover for that too. And you can always check back here on YouTube where you get some of the videos and stuff that we do. But, we are on GatorBaitMedia.com. That is our home. And that's where we share Buddy's articles and a lot more in-depth information. Right now, you can join for pretty inexpensively. So check us out on GatorBaitMedia.com. I'm Brendan Martin.
He's free. This is all free.
All free. See, everything's reversed so they can see it. So this, I got to go right to go left. So, Buddy, I'm Brendan Martin.
I'm not Brendan Martin.
There you go. And we're the Martin boys, and we've been out
popping it up,
doing a pop-up. Thanks for joining us. We will probably have something on Sunday, right, buddy?
Or tomorrow. You never know. We pop it up. We pop up. It might pop up later today. You never know what's going to pop up.
All right. Well, anyway, probably look for us to give a weekend wrap-up on Sunday. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and smash the subscribe button.